Hey girl, hey, it's your girl Monika Linn, back at it again with another upload. So, this is episode 4. Yep, this is episode 4 of my OnlyFans horror story series. Thank you again. If you made it to this video, make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe. Just a quick disclaimer, this video is being filmed for educational purposes only. You guys are also entitled to your own opinions. Don't be scared to comment down below. Keep it respectful. Keep it cute, okay? Getting real comfortable. This is technically my 10th time recording because the first go was real bad. My camera was acting up, kept dying, but we're doing better now. But anyways, now we're about to see, hold on, okay, it didn't start screen recording yet. Yeah, so we're about to see this 4th story about another girl who did OnlyFans, or nope, oh, it says story 2, kidnapped OnlyFans model. Oh, I thought it said 2 models. Okay, it's 1 model. Once again, she got kidnapped. We're just gonna see what happened, and you know, about to watch this together, y'all. All right.
Crazy things happen all the time, but even with that in mind, the situation I was knee-deep in was honestly unfathomable. I struggle to even listen to the words OnlyFans without shuddering today. This happened when I was in college, so really not that long ago. I was an engineering student, and I would often find myself in the library.
Can somebody comment down below how old OnlyFans is? 'Cause I ain't gonna lie, I didn't start hearing about it last year. Yeah, until last year, 2020 quarantine. I never heard of it before then. I didn't know this was a thing. I know they had like chat rooms and stuff like that. It wasn't for OnlyFans, but like no adult chat rooms and stuff like that. But yeah, so just comment down below and let me know. I'm probably gonna Google it. You probably don't have to tell me, but I didn't know that it was that old.
Work or catching up with other students in my college. The library was an interesting place. It seemed to attract a lot of different students from all over campus, all with their own unique tastes and experiences. The people and their thinking processes were very diverse. This meant that I'd end up meeting people with a widely different series of interests in me. One of them was a beautiful young woman named Rose. We initially struck a conversation over something casual like our shoes or the weather, but soon considered ourselves decent friends. We eventually added each other on social media, and that's when I noticed it in her Instagram bio. She had an OnlyFans. Now I personally didn't care that much. It's honestly something that we're starting to see more and more in our day and
respect. Because most men would have just judged her and be like, respect.
But I eventually realized that Rose's OnlyFans was actually quite the topic on campus. Most people I'd met seemed to have some opinion or another about Rose's OnlyFans. The opinions seemed to be split in 2 different ways. One being impressed with her confidence and the fact that she's open about having an OnlyFans, and the other half being critical of her, feeling like she has no respect for herself and feeling that she'd do anything for money. Now I personally didn't care that much.
Me either, bud, me either. I don't care that much. I just want you guys to be aware of the dangers of it.
One night, Rose seemed to be
Again, I'm not saying not to make one. Just saying to be aware. And be cautious. Be careful.
some sort of promotion on her OnlyFans, and my curiosity spiked. She was giving out a month of free content, and seemingly trying to gain a bigger audience. Now, signing up for an OnlyFans wasn't exactly on my list of plans for that night, but she was giving it out for free, and I figured I should check it out. After all, the whole school was talking about it, so I used it.
It's like, well, it's for free. Might as well. Everybody else is doing it. Guys, just because everybody else is doing it. I feel like I said this on episode 1. Just because everybody else in the world doing it doesn't mean you got to do it. Okay? Do it because you want to do it. That's it. Not, oh, Bob, Bill, and Joe did it. No, do it because you want to do it. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do something because Monika want to do it. Okay? That's how you guys should be too.
An email of mine and signed up. It wasn't anything out of the ordinary, to be honest with you. Nothing unexpected. Sure, it was somewhat awkward seeing Rose in photos like that, but hey, what was I expecting? I took a look at her subscriber count, and she seemed to have quite a lot of them. I can imagine that she's making quite a lot of money with this. A week or two passed by, and I honestly forgot that I even signed up for an account. It was interesting and all seeing Rose's OnlyFans, but I honestly had better things to do. But eventually one of my college friends told me that something happened. He told me frantically to check her OnlyFans and social media. I opened my OnlyFans and saw it. She had been kidnapped. On her OnlyFans and Twitter was a photo banner with text on it. It stated that she'd been kidnapped, and the kidnappers were looking for a lot of ransom. It mentioned that we had a few days to get the money in, otherwise they'd harm her or kill her. They also include...
Damn. Maybe he should have cared a little bit more. If he would have kept looking at her page, just let his curiosity run a little bit longer, he probably would have seen that sooner. But shout out to that friend that told him. Shout out to that friend.
Detail that she's being kept at a secret location so that they'd make sure that we wouldn't find her. This had to be some sort of joke, right? I immediately messaged her various times on every single platform. No response. I asked around to other people as to what they got from her. They got no response either. All of us were in a panicked state. We had no idea what was happening or what to do. Was Rose pulling some sort of sick joke? Was she okay?
Why is that the first thing you think? Come on, you know your friend Rose better than that. I'm not saying she's not capable. I'm just saying. Is this some kind? Who says that?
Hit us. Rose hadn't been seen all that past week. At that point, we knew that something might have actually happened. No one, not even her close friends, had a clue where she could be. We waited for another day, wondering when she'd drop this sick sort of joke, but that never happened. We started looking for her. Everyone on campus looked up and down the place for her, but there was no sign. Whether it was her usual hangout spot or less known places, there was absolutely no trace of her every square inch.
First of all, why would you go to her hangout spot? They really thought it was a joke. That's crazy. I ain't saying they would know. Like, I wouldn't know where I'm not a kidnapper. I wouldn't have any idea where they would be at. But like, dang, I wouldn't check her hangout spots. I just check all the places that's sus. As far as we know, if the campus has a garage or not garage, a basement or something, I'm pretty sure they're down there. I'm pretty sure somebody in the school did it. Jealousy. It's a jealous classmate or something like that. Or it could have been a fan on her OnlyFans, some random old man. But someone telling me it's a classmate.
University. We then asked her.
Or a professor. Or somebody who she grew up with.
Professors, and they said the same thing. Her attendance report revealed that she had been absent the whole week. Things just kept getting weirder and weirder. Some of her close friends even contacted her family asking where she was, but none of them knew where she was either. We were really starting to get worried at this point, but we didn't want to start paying the ransom just yet. After all, the kidnappers could just keep increasing the price. Several reports were signed to the university, and eventually a missing person case was submitted to the police. It started off with campus security looking around and scanning for where she could be, but evolved to a full-on police warrant and search investigation. Even the cops were a bit stumped with the whole situation. They'd obviously seen kidnappings before, but asking for a ransom on an online platform, that wasn't exactly heard of. The police looked around the university themselves, but there was still no sign of her. Eventually, a warrant for the search of Rose's home was finally approved, and we all looked inside her dorm. The apartment seemed completely normal, but her essential items such as her pillows and laptop were all gone. From this, we concluded that she might have been kidnapped while she was leaving and going somewhere. The police took a look at the security footage and noticed that her car seemed to have left the parking lot the supposed day of the kidnapping. The investigation was just getting weirder and weirder. All of us were extremely worried. We knew that someone or the other would have the motivation to kidnap Rose. After all, she was a wealthy, famous, and attractive young woman. She interacted with people online on a daily basis. There had to be some sort of creep or psycho who wanted to harm her. People had already started submitting small amounts towards her ransom. They just didn't want to take that risk of leaving it be. A day later, and
I don't know. I feel like if everybody in schools, like, wouldn't they be able to make it's 500 for a life? I'm pretty sure a whole, unless it's a small college, but even then, like, all y'all not broke, are y'all? But then again, he's right. They might raise the price. Damn.
trending all over social media. Hashtag Save Rose. The story even hit county news.
Dang.
Everyone in a 20-mile radius.
You mean to tell me they only made $178 and they need $500 to save her life? How much? You don't give her cents?
Started talking about this, and eventually the police started to work overtime. They felt with the amount of publicity this case was getting, it really wouldn't look good on their part if they didn't find her. Eventually, the state troopers got involved too, and they started looking for her as well. The search continued, and with it our worries. Eventually, the ransom was paid off. So many people had pitched in small amounts that the money goal was hit. Was she free? Would the kidnappers just keep raising the ransom price? A few hours went by, but there was still no answer from Rose. We were at the peak of our fear. Normally something would happen by now, right? But no, none of us got an answer. But that next day, everything was answered. A highway patrol officer spotted the vehicle that was registered to Rose. It also was reported missing at the time. He immediately turned on his lights and pulled the car over. That was it, the moment of truth. As he got up to the car door, the officer spotted Rose. He immediately took her out of the car and inspected it thoroughly, but she was the only one in it. The news hit us that Rose had been found, and she was taken back to the police station for questioning. All of us were relieved. We didn't understand the mysterious nature of her kidnapping, but at this point we were just glad that she was okay and back.
Thank God she's alive. I don't want to know. Maybe you should delete your OnlyFans, dye your hair, change your name. Because at this point, you ain't safe no more. That's just me though. I don't know, man. That
Once
sucks.
again, things just kept getting stranger and stranger. Rose did not have a single scratch on her. The paramedics and investigators found no sign of any physical or mental trauma. Kidnapping victims would normally have either one of these. Rose was being rather evasive with the questions as well. She was overall vague about the situation and didn't seem spooked the slightest bit. But after even more question dodging, Rose was released. The investigation continued, but when she got back on campus, all of us were thrilled. We were just so worried for her. We had so many questions. Questions which Rose didn't seem to want to answer. We understood why. After all, she deserved some much-needed time to herself. I tried to ask her some more questions one-on-one when everyone left her apartment, but she seemed to still be acting odd. She avoided every single question.
Maybe he's right. Maybe this is a sick joke. Because, like, I ain't sick. Like, everybody deals with their, mind you guys, everybody deals with their trauma differently. So she might be in the state of, she's in denial and she's probably trying to forget about it, to forget it ever happened, you know, and just happy she's alive. Or he could have been right and it's a sick joke. I really hope this isn't a sick joke and something really happened and she's just being in denial. Cause that'd be messed up, man. You know what I'm saying? Like they all went in a forensic, worried about this girl and it ends up being a sick joke. But I don't think it is.
Weirdest way possible. I decided to call it a day and headed back to my room. As I continued my walk home, I couldn't stop thinking about it though. Everything about this whole situation was just so odd. And for Rose to come back like nothing even happened, it just contradicts everything I could even think of. But then, it struck me. The ransom, the lack of evidence, Rose's lack of answers, something deeper was happening, and it involved her. The next morning I got up, and my phone was flooded with notifications. Rose was arrested. According to various news sources and friends, Rose had faked the whole thing for money. Rose wanted to get some quick fame and cash and somehow thought that doing a fake kidnapping would be the answer.
Damn, maybe you do know your friend. Yo, Rose, you ain't shit. Don't let money make you do stuff like that. You played this. I'm sort of thinking she traumatized.
The reason that some of her essential items were missing was because she took them with her. She had left for some sort of beachside hotel. The location was remote enough to avoid suspicion, but not too close for comfort. She stayed there for a few days until the quote-unquote ransom was paid off. This explained everything. She was apparently caught after they tracked...
My thing is, all this for $500? If you was gonna do something like this, make it worth going to jail for. $500 is not worth how much the charge is. I'm gonna look it up. For impersonating a kidnapping or faking a kidnapping. I don't know how many years or days or whatever. I'm pretty sure she's in jail for a long time. It's not worth $500. I know that for sure.
all of the traffic cameras which spotted her car. They managed to find the location she had traveled to and back from. Rose was sued for all the ransom she collected and lost even more than she gained in remaining lawsuits. She was charged with public mischief as well as false reporting. The charges stacked up to a high-level misdemeanor, and she was sentenced to a year in prison. My jaw was on the floor as I heard all of this. We were all so upset with her, so upset with ourselves.
Well, it's not as long as I thought, but that's still a year of your life getting taken away. All for $500 in possible clout. Don't be like Rose. I'm gonna put it right here. Do not be like Rose.
Could we really fall for this? How could she do such a thing? I still haven't heard from Rose, but the story is something that I will never forget. To this day, OnlyFans is something I'd never think of in the same light again. What I'm about to tell you is something that...
Alright. No transition or nothing, just skip into the next story. Alright, but thank you guys for tuning in with me on this series. This is episode 4. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe. And actually, I think I'm going to say something else before I close out. Please do not let the need for money make you do stuff like this. This is ridiculous. And it's like, in this generation, a lot of people do a lot of dumb stuff just to get money. But I'm telling you, most of the time when people do dumb stuff like this, it's never worth the money that they try to do it for. Anyways, don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. It's your girl, Monika Linn. Deuces.